Hey guys, it's Max from MaxTech. Today we're going to be doing a comparison between the brand new Pixel 3a XL and the iPhone XR. We'll be taking a look at the build quality and design, the LCD displays, we're going to do a speaker comparison, and check out the performance. So if you want to check that out, make sure you guys stick around. First off, thank you to Google for sending this to us as part of Team Pixel. We definitely appreciate it. Let's get this thing unboxed and jump right into it. Okay, so first impressions, feel in the hand. It's interesting, you could definitely tell it's plastic. It feels kind of lightweight. I don't know how light it is or how heavy it is compared to the iPhone XR. Maybe we'll put it right above here, but it does feel light. And this little texture feels kind of similar to the glass texture that they have on the standard Pixel 3. But then of course, when you touch the top part and especially the sides, you could definitely tell that it's plastic. Now, along with this phone in the box, we did not get any headphones. The iPhone XR does include headphones, but we do have an 18-watt charger. That is crazy compared to the 5-watt that comes even with the $1,100 iPhone XS Max. That's definitely awesome that Google is shipping a proper charger even with a $400 phone. With that said, when I hold both of these in my hands, there's no doubt about it that the iPhone XR feels much more premium given that it has a glass back and aluminum sides. With that glass back, we also have wireless charging and we also have waterproofing. Both of those things are missing with the Pixel 3a. Keep in mind that if you're going to be using a case, the plastic build quality doesn't matter at all because you won't feel it. So here I have the fabric case that Google also sent along with it, and it does feel pretty nice in the hands. And then even though I have the black phone, I still get the little off-colored button with the case. Comparing the size, they are actually very similar. The width is basically the same, the thickness is also basically the same, but the Pixel 3a XL is taller because it does have the chin and the little forehead. Just like the flagship, we also have a fingerprint scanner on the back. So let's set this thing up and see how fast it is. So it's not as fast as a Galaxy S10e, but it's definitely not a slouch, and I think a part of it might be the animation of kind of fading in. I would probably have to say that the Pixel 3 might be slightly faster. They're close. Since Google decided to stick with OLED for its budget devices, we have this always on display, which I definitely appreciate, being able to see the time and some notifications without having to turn on the device. Of course, the iPhone XR uses an LCD display, so that is not possible. Let's jump to the homepage and compare the displays. The iPhone XR is 6.1 inches compared to 6 with the 3a XL. But if we set the displays side by side, the iPhone's is just slightly taller because we have these little extra kind of bunny ears or whatever you want to call them, showing us some information. But the Pixel display is actually slightly wider because it has thinner bezels. Let's compare the brightness. I have auto brightness shut off on both and I maxed them out, and they look very similar to me, at least at a perfect angle. The white balance also looks almost identical, but that is with True Tone turned on. If I go ahead and shut off True Tone, now we could see that the iPhone's LCD screen is much cooler. Letting our camera sensor decide, Vadim is saying that the iPhone is brighter. I have these maxed out, and if you look from our side camera angle, you'll see how much dimmer the iPhone is. Now let's compare the display quality. I have a really nice YouTube video open right here. Looking at these two, there's literally no comparison as far as the displays. You could definitely tell the difference in sharpness and detail and how punchy the colors are, and with brightness as well. So both these are playing back 1080p video, but of course the Pixel has a much higher pixel density and it really shows off here. And one very interesting thing is that the Pixel 3a is showing up as HDR. That's weird because in the comparison tool, Google lists the Pixel 3, the flagships, as HDR, but they don't put HDR for these phones. So the Pixel clearly has the better display, but one area where it really falls behind is the processor and the graphics. The iPhone XR has Apple's flagship A12 Bionic processor, whereas the Pixel 3a devices have the Snapdragon 670, which is a mid-range processor. Here in Geekbench 4, you could tell that the iPhone's multi-core score is basically double, and the single-core score is about triple. Testing Antutu, the overall score is basically double, same with the CPU score, and looking at graphics, the iPhone XR's graphics is more than twice as high, and when we ran the test, you could see that the iPhone is perfectly smooth, but the Pixel 3 is super choppy, so if you're going to be playing games, the iPhone is definitely the better choice. As far as battery life, both of these are going to be quite good. The iPhone XR has a low-res display which helps with battery life, but the battery is about 2950 milliamp hours compared to 3700 with the Pixel 3a XL. But with that that, one benefit with the Pixel 3a is that you get that 18-watt fast charger, so if you are low on battery life, you can quickly charge up. This phone also has 4 GB of RAM, just like the Pixel 3 compared to 3 GB, but Android is not as efficient, and the Pixel 3 had some issues where older apps would shut down, even turning off your music when you wanted to take a picture. Google has addressed some of those with software, but I'll just have to wait and see. I will be doing a full review of this phone, so if you guys want to check that out and see how it is after I've used it for about a week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and enable those notifications. Now it's time for a speaker comparison. We know that the iPhones sound pretty good, and the Pixel 3 sounded fantastic with their dual speakers, but with the Pixel 3a, Google got rid of the dual front facing. We still have stereo, but one of them is now bottom firing, just like the iPhones. Let's go ahead and compare them. So that was definitely unexpected. The iPhone has kind of louder mids, whereas the Pixel 3a has more kind of dynamic range, especially in the highs. The high notes really stand out, and there's a lot of separation between little electronic sounds or the instruments there. So if I had to choose one, I probably would choose the Pixel, but it's very, very close. You guys let me know in the comment section which one you think sounded better to you. Finally, let's finish off by comparing the cameras. Both of these have a single camera on the back and on the front, so the Pixel 3 no longer has the dual cameras, but if we compare these selfies, you can see how much wider the selfie camera is on the Pixel. And here's some side-by-side shots with the rear cameras. Both are fantastic, and it's really up to you which one you prefer. I generally like the colors and contrast from the iPhone photos, but one difference that you can't dispute is that the Pixel will take portrait shots of just about anything compared to the iPhone XR, which only takes portrait photos of people. The Pixel also has the night sight feature, which takes amazing photos in practically no light at all, but if you're a video shooter, the iPhone performs much better compared to the Pixel phones. So overall, I'm very impressed with the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Google is doing a genius move by giving us such a nice phone with a great display and with that same camera from the Pixel 3 for just $400 or $480. I think this is going to sell very well. I think reps at all of these local carriers are going to be really pushing this phone, and it's going to give Google a nice heads up. Now, the iPhone does have some areas that it really performs better than the Pixel. Of course, if you want iOS, you're going to have to go with an iPhone, but if you're an Android user, this thing is such a great value. If you guys want to see 12 features that are missing out of the Pixel 3a phones compared to the flagship Pixel 3s, click that little video over there. If you guys want to see our upcoming comparisons and the full review, click that little circle to subscribe, and go ahead and click right there to enable notifications. This has been Max with MaxTech, and I'll see you in the next video. Whereas the iPhone is limited to just humans.
That sounds funny, but
I'll say that again.